Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and do I have a treat for you? Alrighty. So, welcome to the morning show. Welcome to all the YouTube and Rumble channels that you will eventually find this on, that I haven't quite decided where I'm going to post it yet. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a Michael Sartain and his MOA podcast YouTube channel video about lesbian relationships don't last. On the title of the video today, it says all women have a backup, or correction, let me start again. All women have backup men, including married women. I've seen this trend going on more and more as society has kind of fallen off a cliff. Everybody seems to have a backup plan. Um, and I think it's just a result of weak men making bad times through a variety of decisions for the last 40, 50 years, maybe even more. I am definitely not an expert in this. This is just a first-hand opinion. I have not seen this video, so I don't actually know what it's going to be about. I've seen a lot of Michael and his podcast type videos, so I have a rough idea of what to expect. But this is a fresh reaction. Again, I have not watched this previous. But before we get into the video, we have to do the boring YouTube stuff. So thank you for viewing. If you find this video educational, entertaining, or if you'd just like to promote my work, leave a comment down below, send it to a friend, or hit the thumbs up button. If you would like to donate to the channel, on the other screen you'll see a Cash App icon, and you can go through the motions on that. All donors, or I mean all donations will end up on our website, which will be on the other screen as well. And, great. Now I'm drawing a blank. And so when you go to our website, you can donate. As I've just mentioned, you can request a video, you can request a consultation, you can send us a message, you can do a super chat. And when I get those, I will read them on screen in a variety of videos, give you a shout out, and promote your content. If you would like to do product placement and have your products and other services end up on the shelves behind me, then go to our website, drop me a message, and we can make that happen. Same thing with advertising. I don't make typically do that, but I would be open to the idea. So if that's something you're interested in, you can just drop me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alrighty. So I think that's it. Oh, one last thing. All donations and all proceeds and all funds generated through YouTube content, website content, etc., is going towards the creation of my new business, Tennessee Public Safety Group. Basically, I'm starting my own ambulance and fire rescue department, and I would like your support. We can do a variety of publishing things on that. So your name, your display name can end up somewhere. I know that sounds highly unintelligent, but it is 6 o'clock in the morning and I didn't sleep very well. So without further ado, let's see what Michael has to say, shall we? Do 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 da. Michael, hello. Yeah, of course it does. All right, so I'm sure Mike will get into it here in a minute. You can see him listed on or shown prominently on the screen. On his, what is that? His left, you'll see Rollo Tomasi, and of course, he'll be flanked by a table full of guests. In case you're not watching the actual video, how often, as men, do we hear, "Oh, he's just a friend," or "He's just my shopping buddy," or "You don't have to worry about him. He's married," or "He has a girlfriend," or "I don't really find him attractive." I mean, how many excuses have we all heard over the years? And it's just a hot woman, even an average woman, is just offered male genitals 24/7. Oh, that reminds me of a great Chris Rock. I think it's Chris Rock. Did a did a whole segment in one of his maybe 90s, early 2000 skits where he's like, "Women are just offered dick 24/7. A man opens a door for you, he's just offering some dick." Shout out to Chris Rock or the I really hope it's Chris Rock. I don't want to get thrown under the bus for that. But yes, if general advice, if your wife, if your girlfriend, if your woman has a bunch of male friends around, it's never going to end well for you. Also, don't be a simp. Don't be an orbiter. Don't be hanging around in her friend zone, just hoping and praying for the day that you get the drunken text message at 2 a.m. that says, "Hey, are you busy?" Yes, I'm busy. I'm busy sleeping. I got a job. But don't be that guy. And the answer is yes. Men will cheat, but they will not usually break up the family. More than 70% of all divorces are filed by women. Lesbians have the highest divorce rate. Don't get mad at me, get mad at math and statistics. So, women don't even like other women. But don't worry, somehow it's all men's problems. Always a man's fault. Yep. Yes, I've know about what he's talking about. I've read articles related to the numbers, and it's something along the lines of 1/3 of all kids, so roughly 30-ish%, um, our kids are not raised by their biological fathers, and the dads have absolutely no idea. And it only comes out later in life when they have medical problems or that whole 23andMe, I'm sure probably didn't help this at all. And it's like, wait, you're not my dad? And then the dad is like, wait, you're not my kid? And the mom is like, I don't know what's going on here. Alright, guys, I am pausing it there for just a minute because I think I screwed the beginning of this video up. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna play it from here. I don't know if I'll go back and rewatch this, so it may just get edited out. Alright, we'll see. Uh-oh. What's... Great, guys, I broke it.
It is why. Well, it is why. It is why, because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
But she's going to be more sensitive to that. Well, so if you put two women together, well, you know,
double the
what do you
odds.
think happens?
Okay, so guys, what do you think happens?
Disagree with
Okay, lesbian couples get divorced at twice the rate that gay couples do, and in the UK, it's 3.5 times the rate.
It's because they're both women. I get it.
My point is, women getting divorced is not because it may partially be because men are failing, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that women just want to get out of relationships when they're not happy.
No.
But again, I just proved it. I just showed you in lesbian relationships.
I have been
so unhappy in relationships and stayed because the was so good.
Well, no, and it's toxic.
But you're not. Are you?
Women leave because they're unhappy in the relationship. So if you have a bad relationship, but you're great in the bedroom, she'll still stick around. Isn't that comforting? You get an unhappy woman who just wants to have sex. Ugh, what is it with people nowadays? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. What is going on with this problem? Alright, we're gonna try it one more time.
Oh my God. It only goes so far. She was fulfilled.
Do you think that a guy can have an addiction to like prostitution?
100%.
Of course.
Yes.
Because look at the girls on Tropicana going up and down.
Well, no, but I mean, but it's never been. It's
You got a
never
real
been,
problem with those girls.
I was talking about this on my Sunday
They
show.
take them
Actually.
to the Orleans over there. I used to live over there and watch that. Be like, what the f
Well,
are
no,
these doing?
no,
I
no,
make more money serving at a fucking pool.
I've dated a lot
Easy.
of wealthy men that, like, for years, where I'm like their main chick, and these prostitutes are their side chick, and they don't differentiate from like, I would never fall in love with these girls or marry these girls or move them into my house. You are the one I love.
At
You
least
are the one
talent
that lives
testing's a
with
real
me.
thing.
This is a stress. This is a stress relief for me.
Like a squeeze ball.
A squeeze ball. Yes, women have a variety of squeeze balls or squeezable areas, and most men enjoy them very, very much. So this just goes back to the same concept that women have a very hard time understanding. Men want to fuck, and they want variety. That means we can have sex with people we don't necessarily agree with politically. We can do this we can have sex with them if we don't even really like them, such as a prostitute. It's just like an amusement park to us, or an arcade. You go there, you play a bunch of games, but the games don't take it personally. You just want variety. You want excitement. You want different bells, whistles, and sounds, and see how many tickets you can get at the end of the night. Whereas I've noticed with a lot of women, they have sex with people they generally like, or they generally want a relationship with, or they generally want a bond of some type and kind with, and it's just different. Men and women are completely different. We're different at the cellular level, all the way up to our big, beautiful human brains that we use for something.
Shout out to talent testing. Shout out to talent testing. A place I've only heard of.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because we have apps right now where we can, like, there's Trist and like skip the games or something like that.
Skip the games, seeking arrangement.
So yes, it's never
Skip
been
the
easier.
games is a dating app, and you can do from 100 to 500, and you go on dinner dates.
What?
I can tell you all about this.
Hey, hold on. Tell me. You said what? Does that sound enticing to you? Stop, everybody, stop. Does that sound enticing to you? 1 to 500.
100%.
For shallow
For dinner for an hour?
I'll take the 500.
Exactly.
Yeah, hold on. Who here that sounds enticing? 100 to 500.
500 for an hour just to have dinner. And they say women don't live life on easy mode. They say women have such a hard time in dating. Can a guy go to these websites and being like, hey, I want $500 an hour or $100 an hour or even shit $20 an hour, and the only thing we're gonna do is have dinner, and you're gonna pay for it. I'm gonna be the guest, and I'm gonna make a boatload of money simply being a human. Absolutely not. Men are almost always the people who pay for these things. Now, if you're gay, that's a different story. If you're gay for pay, that's a different story. But if you're straight, if you're attracted to women, you can't go online and do this type of stuff. And, of course, women have it harder.
Raise your hand. Okay, cool.
500.
Okay, cool.
For dinner and nothing else.
Okay,
no,
beautiful.
that's the thing. That's skip the games. It's only dinner dates.
Beautiful. Here we go. Ready? Ladies, who here has had a man offer you money for whatever, dates or whatever, and you actually laughed about it afterwards?
Oh, me.
Yeah? You've laughed about it before?
I accept and laugh.
You accept and laugh?
Guys, listen to me, along with Mike and Rollo and all the others. Women will go on dates with people they don't really like for free food. It's called a foodie call. Then they go home and they bang somebody they actually like or they actually want or who's toxic to them. They'll be in a bad relationship, but the dick was oh so good, so they just couldn't leave. Give me a break.
So we have this problem with clients in MOA, not clients, but we'll have leads on the phone. And Tristan, you explain.
Yeah, so something we encounter often is that they're using seeking arrangements or whatever it is. Totally cool, do whatever you want. But the funny part is they think they have game. So they'll be like, dude, I talked her down to 500.
Yeah.
I have game.
Yeah.
I have game.
That's like thinking strippers like you. No, they want your money. That's why there's an ATM usually nearby the bar, nearby the poles, nearby somewhere. They want your money. They don't give a crap about you. They're only trying to play you for the money. Do not give it to them. Your money, your time, your attention is valuable as a guy. That's why when it comes to proposals, we as men propose to our women. We get down on one knee, etc., etc. We choose who we marry. Women choose who they sleep with. Each gender of the human species has a method of control somewhere. Guys control the relationship, women control the bedroom. That's why you smush the two together and you get a stable marriage with a bedroom. It's not rocket science.
Wait. She really likes me though.
Yeah, exactly.
I talked her down to 500. That makes you hate him more.
100%.
Yeah, he's got to pay you what you're worth.
Makes you hate him. You resent him more.
Yeah, because
never hang out
there's some who are like on just say skip the games. Oh, I'll do it for 300, but no, baby, I'm gonna do it for 500. And then they're trying to bargain with you, and you're like, actually, I'm a 500. This is a $300, but actually, I'm a lot better than her.
Chloe, you ever had random dudes like try to offer you stuff?
Yes.
Okay, have you ever? What do you ever laugh at them or what?
Laugh.
You laugh.
I wouldn't do it.
Like,
of course.
like silently or in their face?
In their face.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, women will laugh at you for being a simp. They may do it to your face if they're very bold, such as, some of these women who are on this podcast who I don't consider to be all that worthwhile in the long run, but they will laugh at you and they will make fun of you when you try to ask them out. If they're with a group of their friends, you'll be the butt of their joke as soon as you walk away. If they're nice about it, they'll let you walk away first before they absolutely roast you, or your clothing, your voice, your face, your body. But as a guy, you can't say, well, I don't like your personality. I don't like your glasses. I don't like your dress. I think you're a whore. Like, your heels are too high. You can't say these things. That's toxic. Somehow, as a guy criticizing a woman is always toxic, and it's always evil, and it's always mean. But women can say whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, and they're the victims. Schrodinger's feminist. I'm also going to restart the first 3 minutes of this video because I'm pretty sure I screwed the audio up on it. So once this is out, we're going to just jump back and do that.
The point is, so when they offer you money uncontextually and they're not attractive, that makes you respect them less. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is the point. These guys, what they think they're doing is because they're paying girls for sex sometimes, they think they're blending in paying women for sex along with having game, and they don't realize they have no game, and women are laughing at them.
Literally.
I'm constantly having women tell me about their sugar daddies, and it's never with respect. They are constantly laughing at them. And most women that I know that have a sugar daddy that they're not attracted to, you know what else they have? A guy they are attracted to that they're having sex with additionally for no money. That's also what I'm saying.
I would never do that. It's either this or that. Like if I'm doing sugar daddy stuff, it's sugar daddy stuff. If I'm doing dating stuff, I'm doing dating stuff. Just because it's bad
I'm doing
karma.
it all.
There go. Thank you. Again, when the ship is burning, you don't have to kill the captain. Just let the ship burn.
I love you.
Go ahead.
I
I
could
love
never
that.
date someone I'm actually interested in and run game.
Right.
I'm
Wait,
all
what?
in.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Yeah, but
when I'm all in.
but could you go on dates with guys for money, not have sex with them, and then continue to have sex with some other dude?
100%.
If I talked to him about it and he was like, sure, do it. But if he was like, no, I have a problem, I'd be like, okay, I won't. But give me $500.
Casually have it.
Oh, please, you're going to do whatever you want to do anyway, because I'm a pretty girl and everybody wants to have sex with me. Blah.
Having sex with some guy you're not in a relationship with, and also going on dates with guys who are giving you
If I'm
$500.
I think
Yeah,
you
you
need
want
3
money.
men.
Yeah.
I think you need one that pays the bills,
Absolutely.
one that you want to fuck, and one that buys you gifts and you travel with.
Alpha
That's
fucks,
Wait,
beta
why
bucks.
are 1 and 3 the same guy though?
because it's never the 3.
They're
It's
two
never
boys, they're
the
not
same.
billionaires.
I'm sorry, but that sounds an awful lot like dual mating strategy.
guys.
So there's 3.
You know,
Three
you know,
mating
There's
strategies.
3.
wait,
Okay.
you guys, you know, skip the games. It's called Miss Travel. If you want a sugar daddy to travel you around the world, you can look.
No,
that
I'd
up,
have to
too.
be picky with that though because I would need my own room.
No, 100%. You always need your own room.
I can't sleep.
Can just one more time for the people in the back. She's on a sugar daddy site, being a prostitute, being flown around the world by a rich man, because those are the people who apparently want to do this, and she wants her own room. Like, do you not? That's not what you're being flown out for. That's not your purpose here. And it's like he has to. Men always have to hold up their end of the bargain, and women get to use it selectively whenever they feel like it. It's absolutely stupid. And yes, they go on dates with Beta Bobs, and then they get home and they fuck Tyrone. Welcome to reality.
Next to it.
One more time, guys. I want everyone out there to listen because this
There's never
we're trying to hip you to game. Remember that dude who was sitting there 22 and he was not equipped to deal with his 26-year-old girlfriend? Gentlemen out there who are not equipped, when you pay women for their affection, they respect you less. Please understand that. They'll give you more attention.
And they'll take
come
the
over.
money.
They'll come over. They'll take the money, and if they're prostitutes, they'll even you, but they respect you less. Just so we're clear, you using money as a crutch instead of learning how to build attraction, women will resent you, and then they laugh at you behind your back 100% of the time. So, but we should clip this and just send
And
this.
then they come on Axis
Right?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then the girls come on Access Vegas and admit it. It's pretty funny.
The
Okay,
only
cool.
point I would argue on that though is like only like I don't respect my subs less.
Right, but you do know girls that have no respect for their subs?
I know girls that do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say in general.
Would
'cause
you
I
ever
don't
date a
know.
sub?
If they're cool.
Okay.
Interesting. I do know some.
If they're cool. Well, I disagree with you on that one, Chicky. I would reckon that no woman is going to respect a man that pays for her services. And if a woman can't respect her man, she's not going to date him. And I also believe a woman has to like her man a smidge more, a few percentage points more than the guy likes her. Because as a man, you have to be willing to walk away at any point. If she makes a big enough mistake, crosses a strong enough boundary, does something very bad, you have to be able to tell her, here are some boxes that I paid for, pack your shit, and get out. And a lot of people can't do that.
Tell me about their.
All right, so that for those of you listening, I am restarting the first 2 minutes of the clip because I'm pretty sure I screwed them up.
sugar daddies, and it's never with respect. They are constantly laughing at them. And
new research that shows half of all women have a guy on the back burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship. Physician and national mindful living expert Dr. Romy Mushtaq is here to talk more about that.
Is that a
Dr.
major?
Romy, seriously?
Good morning, Tom. I know, and I
Come
feel
on,
like
this sounds positively guy.
guy, doesn't it? And I have to sit here and defend all of us women, but this is the latest psychology research. I was just as shocked reading this data. More than half of women who are married and categorize themselves as happily
Wait a
married.
sec.
They're married.
Happily married women are doing this?
So now
have
it's
a backup
70%.
plan.
In 2024.
And what is a backup plan? It means you have someone on the back burner.
So a
like
specific person
a
they've
specific
identified.
person that they've identified, and in most cases it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
Friend zone.
Get out of town.
Unfortunately, yes. And the problem is social media has just made it too easy to
What the
have type of
I haven't seen
behavior.
this,
Right,
but this
so I know you're here to say, though,
Yes.
watch out, because this
Absolutely.
is anything but good.
It is. I agree.
really cool. So it started off. It's so funny because usually people do everything they can to deny the truth, which is it is social media. That's the reason why we're having these problems. But my thing was, did you
But
guys
Michael,
see?
it's not social media because I wrote about this on this day, 2016.
So about the backup
it has
partner?
been
No, no.
around forever.
Right, but I think the expression of it, the greater expression of it, or the availability of it, has to do with social media.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like keeping in touch with the high school boyfriend
Yeah.
has to do with
It's
Facebook.
escalated.
Okay, now here's the thing. It was 50% or just over 50%, and then it got up to 70%. Does anyone want to know what percentage of divorces are initiated by women?
Come on, one guess.
I don't think a man would leave a woman. Usually, they'll cheat. They cheat, but they don't really
Depends if
leave.
there's kids.
Spot on.
There we go.
She's accurate.
It's also
Spot on.
It's also 70%. It's 70.
Yeah, so for those of you new to the red pill and the manosphere, we have all types of names. I don't even know if I want to put myself in that category. Honestly, I'm just a guy with opinions, so take it or leave it. I don't care. Do your life, get consent, have your fun. You do you, bro. But yes, women will almost always have a backup plan if they don't respect their man or if they don't like their men a little bit more. Then you get the WhatsApp, the Snapchats, the sneaky Tyrones. She goes on girls' trips. Questionable behavior, let's call it. So if a woman doesn't respect the man she's with, she will start having questionable behavior come into the forefront. And as a guy, you have to be able to say, hey, this is unacceptable. This is not going to work. And if you do this, you're more than welcome to. It's a free country. Do what you want. Live life.
70%.
Oopsie. But when you get home, there will be a bunch of boxes for you, and you need to pack your shit and get out. I also think it's funny that the divorce rate is roughly 70%. Women having a backup plan is roughly 70%. And as the lady on the screen said, men will cheat, but they typically won't leave their wives. And I think that's absolutely true because cheating is not correct by any means. But when a man cheats, you can still have a family, you can still be a provider, you can still protect, you can still do the manly side of the relationship. But if a woman cheats, no, absolutely not. That is absolutely over. Again, I don't condone cheating, but understanding something is not the same thing as accepting it. I don't tolerate cheating in my marriage. If she does anything, she's out. If I do anything, I'm out. If you don't have open communication, respect, and not approval, but I'm blanking on a word. But if you don't have communication, you might as well just not be in a relationship. If you're not willing to make sacrifices, you shouldn't be in a relationship. And right now the paternity that's later. My bad.
Of divorces are initiated by
Mhm.
women, and 70% of these women say that they have backup partners.
Tell these to go to hell.
Is Big Mo here? Where's Big Mo?
It's child support for sure.
No, it's really funny. By the way, Kirsten, and there's another study, and this one hasn't been replicated, but I do know of the study initially they did where they went to look at paternity tests for people based on socioeconomic interests. And it was like, if you were in the bottom 25%, it was like a 10% chance you were raising someone else's child. But if you were in the top 25%, it was like there was a less than 1% chance you were raising someone's child. It's like men are more likely to get cucked the poorer they are. Anyway, this hasn't been replicated. Don't quote me on this, but that's something that I've seen before. Does anyone think that that's not true, or does that?
Okay, so I think that women obviously do divorce because either the man's not making enough money for child support,
Okay.
duh, or two, they're just deadbeat people.
Do you don't think
they're cheating or they're constantly getting cheated
and then the
on?
woman knows
Yeah.
because there's so many apps like People Finder, this and that, where
Well,
you can look up.
You don't even have to look it up. A woman knows. When you're in love, you know.
know.
That intuition.
I'm curious.
You know.
You don't think women just get tired of the dude they're with?
Or maybe that too.
I mean, like, I'm
but
sorry.
there's
I think
usually a
that's more
kid
than I think
involved.
that's more than 50% of it, actually. Can you pull up the Jordan Peterson one? Because
I
it
can
kind of
do
goes
that.
to
It
exactly
kinda
what
does.
Kirsten has.
saying
Oh, he talks about this.
Women are mentally 10 years more mature than men.
I agree.
Well,
Mentally.
studies show it's about 1 to 2 years, but go ahead.
They
Oh, no,
they
10.
mature
By 24.
slower.
I like you.
So
24 years
here's the
more
thing:
mature.
is women reach maximum maturity
At 25, 24.
and then stop. Men go to a man doesn't become a man until he's 30, but he
Right.
keeps
Until
going.
we
That's
make
the
colonel.
thing.
And
Yes.
there's
Until we make
younger men
colonel.
that are
Until we
actually
make
more
colonel.
mature
Until we
than
make vice
older.
presidents. We just keep on maturing.
Jory, hit me up. I got this one ready to go.
You couldn't put two neurotic people together.
No,
Like,
that's why
absolutely
lesbian
not.
relationships don't last. It is
That's
why.
gonna be
Well, it is why. It is why, because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
But she's going to be more sensitive to that. Well, so if you put two women together, well,
Double the
what
odds.
do you think happens?
Okay, so guys, what do you think happens?
disagree with
Okay, lesbian couples get divorced at twice the rate that gay couples do, and in the UK, it's 3.5 times the rate.
Because they're both women. I get it.
My point is, women getting divorced is not because it may partially be because men are failing, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that women just want to get out of relationships when they're not happy.
All right, guys. So that was listening to the first half of the video again. Thank you for sticking around this long. If you've made it this far, I don't know how I could click the buttons I did, and I don't know why it all went to hell. I know today is a little bit awkward and a little bit uncoordinated, and I apologize. But to get back to the video content, yeah, absolutely. The paternity fraud rate is roughly 1/3, which is about 33-ish%. I think it's vastly underreported, and only I think it's a small handful of states require mandatory DNA report testing at birth, and I think that's absolutely a travesty. I think it should be federal. I think it should be all 50 states. And it should be for every human giving birth. I mean, absolutely everybody. No special circumstances, no cases, no weird, why don't you trust me conversations. I mean, the woman will always know that she's a mom, hands down, every time, because of biology. But a guy, you don't know what happened while you were at work. You don't know what happened while she was on her girls' trip. You don't really know if she was doing anything on the side. So, I mean, it's just a peace of mind. And that's why I think it's only 33%, roughly. I think if there was mandatory reporting in all 50 states, that number would be as high as 60 to 75%. Now, we can't prove that, but that's my opinion and speculation. Also, he's right. Lesbians get divorced at a 75 to 80% overall percentage, whereas homosexuals, two guys getting married, is about 10 to 20%. Roughly. It depends on your source. It depends on what year we're talking about. So, I mean, there's always variables in this. So, is it really guys that are the problem if two women don't even want to be together? Guys want variety, and women just want to be unhappy. But this also goes back to body count. Men are kind of designed to have a lot of sex, and that's why we like variety, and that's why, spread our seed, as the old adage says, where the women, they really want kids with the top level guy, the 5% guy, the 10% guy. So if you're not that guy, you need to get your money up, you need to get your skills up, you need to lose weight. Which I know sounds hypocritical because I'm fat and I'm not very attractive, but hey, I never said I was 10%. But if you want to leave a comment below to get this higher in the algorithm, go right ahead. Again, I apologize for the audio, but we're going to leave it there. This was a original video from Michael Sartain in his panel podcast with Rolo and a bunch of other girls. Go to MOA podcast here on YouTube and support his work. Subscribe if you like his content. We'll be looking at his videos more in the future, but this has gone on for long enough. So I certainly hope all of you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next one.